You work, you show up, you meet expectations. At the end of the month, your salary arrives. It's not amazing, but it's decent. And yet, something feels off. The money disappears faster than it should. Before you really understand where it went, it's already gone. This feeling is common, almost normal. And because it feels normal, it rarely gets questioned. The easiest explanation is personal. Lack of discipline, poor control, impulsive spending. That explanation is comfortable. It puts the blame in one place and closes the case. But it ignores something quieter, more structural, and much harder to notice in daily life. The issue is not only how much you earn, it's how your brain perceives, or fails to perceive, small, constant losses. Losses that don't hurt. Losses that don't feel like losses at all. Just adjustments, small amounts, things that don't really matter. Years ago, a psychologist helped explain why this happens. Daniel Kahneman studied how people experience gains and losses and noticed something unusual. Our minds don't respond in proportion to reality. They respond to how an experience is framed. Big losses trigger emotion and attention. Small, repeated, automatic losses often pass straight through. On paper, everything looks fine. In practice, your salary slowly drains away. Not because of one bad decision, but because of hundreds of small ones you barely remember making. Or worse, ones that never felt like decisions at all. This is not about getting rich. It's not about shortcuts or motivation. It's about perception, about how modern life creates the illusion of stability while small pieces of your income are quietly removed, one by one, without setting off any alarm. Nothing here feels dramatic. There's no crisis, no moment of shock, just the steady experience of working every month and ending up in the same place. Today, you'll understand why that happens, and why losing without feeling it may be the most efficient way to lose it all. Imagine a simple scenario. Someone enters your home every night and takes $1 from your wallet. Just one. No mess, no damage. At first, you might not even notice. But after a few days, something feels off. After a week, you're alert. After a month, it's a crisis. You would react immediately because the loss is clear, physical, and easy to track. Now change the setting. Instead of a person, it's a system. Instead of cash, it's numbers on a screen. Instead of every night, it's spread across the month. A subscription here, a fee there, a small increase you agreed to without reading. Nothing dramatic, nothing that feels like theft. And that's the trick. Your brain is not built to monitor slow, fragmented losses, especially when they don't interrupt your routine, when nothing is taken from your hand, when no decision feels final. The money leaves quietly, without resistance, without pain. If someone stole $1 from you face to face, it would trigger emotion, anger, alertness, action. But when 10 different services each take a few dollars automatically, your brain stays calm. There's no single moment of loss, no clear enemy, no reason to react. This is where the illusion begins. You feel responsible only for the big decisions. Rent, car, groceries, everything else feels too small to matter, too small to track, too small to worry about. And because of that, those small losses get a free pass. The danger isn't the amount, it's the repetition. A loss that repeats without emotional feedback becomes invisible. It fades into the background of life. It stops feeling like something you're choosing and starts feeling like something that just happens. From the outside, nothing looks wrong. You're earning, you're paying bills, you're functioning. But in the background, the quiet removal continues. $1, then another, then another. No confrontation, no awareness, just absence. And when you finally notice the total, it feels confusing, because you don't remember losing it. The real problem is not big mistakes or reckless spending. It's what can be called vampire costs. Small, automatic, continuous. They attach themselves to your income and quietly drain it, without creating any immediate discomfort. These costs don't feel dangerous because they don't demand attention. They operate in the background. A subscription you forgot to cancel, a service fee buried in the fine print, a price that increases slowly over time, paying extra for convenience, penalties that exist only because staying organized requires effort. None of these feel like a loss in the moment. There is no emotional signal, no sense of pain. And because the brain relies on emotion to mark importance, these expenses remain unnoticed. From a psychological point of view, this makes sense. Your mind is designed to conserve energy. It avoids effort whenever possible. Tracking dozens of small expenses feels tiring, so the brain lets them go. It focuses on what feels urgent or threatening. This is why these costs work so well. They are small enough to ignore, but constant enough to matter. Each one seems harmless on its own. Together they form a leak that never stops. Modern systems are built around this logic. Automatic payments remove friction. Bundled services hide individual costs. Notifications are designed to reassure you, not alert you. Everything is optimized to keep you comfortable and passive. You are not careless. You are responding normally to an environment that discourages attention. An environment where convenience is cheaper in effort, but more expensive in money. Over time, these vampire costs reshape your financial reality, not through force, but through silence. You don't feel poorer. You just feel stuck, working, earning, and somehow never getting ahead. And because nothing feels wrong in any single moment, nothing feels worth fixing. That's the quiet power of small losses. They don't demand change. They wait. The modern economy didn't create this weakness. It learned how to use it. In the past, spending money involved friction. You went somewhere. You held cash. You felt the exchange. That physical process created awareness. It forced a pause, a moment to register that something was leaving your possession. Today, that friction is gone. A click replaces movement. A password replaces effort. An automatic renewal replaces choice. Money leaves your account without passing through your hands, and because of that, your brain often fails to register the loss at all. This environment pushes you into what psychologists call automatic mode: fast, reactive, efficient. It's the mental state you use to get through the day without exhaustion, and it works well until it doesn't. Daniel Kahneman described this as the dominance of System 1, the part of the mind that avoids effort, skips calculation, and accepts defaults. System 1 is not foolish, it's practical, but it is also easy to exploit. When decisions are framed as simple, familiar, and low risk, System 1 takes over. It's just a few dollars. I can cancel anytime. Everyone uses this. No deep thinking is required, so none happens. The system benefits from this. Complexity is hidden. Costs are spread out. Choices are pre-selected. Opting out requires time, attention, and discomfort. Opting in requires nothing. So most people stay in, not because they agree, not because they calculated, but because doing nothing feels easier than doing something, and ease feels harmless. This is not a failure of intelligence. It's a predictable response to a world designed to reduce resistance. When every transaction feels light, fast, and painless, the mind learns not to treat them as real events. The result is a life run on autopilot. Decisions made without reflection. Payments made without memory. Losses that never trigger concern because they never trigger feeling. Your salary isn't attacked all at once. It's processed, smoothed out, normalized, until the idea of stopping to think feels heavier than the cost itself. That's when the illusion is complete. Here is the part most people miss. Your salary is not disappearing because you are irresponsible. It is being eroded by losses so small and so quiet that your brain never flags them as losses at all. Individually, they feel irrelevant. Together, they form a steady extraction. This is the salary illusion. You believe your income defines your financial reality, but what actually shapes it is what remains after hundreds of unnoticed subtractions. And because those subtractions never create pain, they never create resistance. Kahneman's work helps explain why this is so effective. The human mind reacts to sudden change, not gradual decline. We feel sharp losses. We adapt quickly to slow ones. When a cost is stable and familiar, it stops being evaluated. It becomes part of the background. That's why these losses don't feel like theft. There is no moment of realization, no single decision to regret, no clear mistake to correct. Just the ongoing sense that no matter how much you earn, it never seems to accumulate. You earn well, but the money doesn't stay. Not because it leaves in one dramatic exit, but because it is constantly being divided, redirected, and consumed by systems designed to remain unnoticed. This is the small theft. It happens daily, digitally, automatically, and it relies on one thing above all else, that you don't feel it happening. The moment you feel a loss, you question it. The moment you question it, you slow down. and slowing down breaks the spell. So, the losses are designed to stay below that threshold, always small enough to ignore, always frequent enough to matter. Once you see this, the confusion changes shape. The problem is no longer, why can't I save? The real question becomes, where did my attention go? Because your money didn't vanish. It was taken in pieces you were never trained to notice. And as long as those pieces remain invisible, the illusion holds. You keep working, you keep earning, and the quiet removal continues. If this feels uncomfortable, that's the point. Not because something dramatic was revealed, but because something ordinary was exposed. The goal is not to panic, not to cancel everything overnight, not to turn life into constant calculation. That would miss the point. The real shift begins with attention. Kahneman made a clear distinction between automatic thinking and deliberate thinking. One runs by default, the other requires effort. Most of your financial life is handled by the first, and that's why the small theft works so well. You don't need extreme discipline, you need interruption. Interruption creates awareness, a pause before renewal, a moment of friction, a question instead of an assumption. When attention returns, even briefly, the illusion weakens. This is not about fighting systems head-on. It's about refusing to remain invisible inside them. When slow thinking returns to places where money leaves quietly, things change. Not instantly, not magically, but in measurable ways. Losses that were once silent start to feel real. And when they feel real, they can be evaluated. Most people never do this because nothing feels urgent. Nothing hurts enough. That's why the small theft continues. It depends on comfort. It survives on routine. If you want to stop losing without feeling it, the first step is simple, but not easy. Notice. Notice what repeats. Notice what renews itself. Notice what you no longer question because it feels normal. That's how control returns. Not through force, not through motivation, but through awareness. The illusion ends the moment you stop letting silence make decisions for you.